1987 90 horsepower Mercury on this Larson runabout. Boat came in, new owner, was concerned that the engine may not be good or whatever, but there's, you know, he informed me, and I guess I knew in the back of my mind, but he was a wealth of information. He said there's collector clubs on these things and all kind of stuff. And anyway, I kind of like them. They run good. They're a little finicky to work on, a little bit difficult to work on, but not more difficult than anything newer. And actually, these are a lot cheaper to repair than the newer ones. This one's a pretty clean engine. You know, it's got minimal runtime, looks like, or corrosion. I mean, even the prop's been replaced, but the striping on the lower unit's really in good shape. There's not a lot of damage, you know, to the nose cone of it. The trim, the motor mounts, the transom assembly all look pretty good. You know, for 87, the cowling is not all beat up. The engine block is pretty clean. Everything's still there. Nothing's been carved up or hacked away. You know, it's got the more later model electronics, but it has the old school triangle pump, I call it. And of course, 3 carburetors. And they're a little finicky at times, but they're pretty resilient overall. And anyway, this one came in and it didn't have any, the guy didn't have any knowledge of how it ran, if it ran, what was wrong with it, so forth, so on. He was thinking the carburetor's clogged up, the typical stuff, you know, fuel line, blah, blah, blah. But he put some fresh gas in the tank. We added a little oil to it. And we started diagnosing it. And really, all we had to do was replace the 2 power packs. Both power packs had burned up. And you always want to look at the stator and the trigger and all that stuff. We also did the stator, I'm sorry. We did a stator because it was fried, and we did the power packs. And this is our second set of power packs. The first set were some knockoffs, and they didn't work at all. So we bought some different knockoffs, and they work great. This thing even has the original starter on it. And unbeknownst to us how this thing was going to run, but actually it runs really, really well. And this video is more or less just to show the Super 6 Mercury inline for the customer and how well it runs. So Francisco over here and Joseph over here is the one that did all the work. We're going to bust this thing off and show the customer how this runs, the Mercury Super 6. The first time we got it running with the other packs, the other new packs, it was idling really high. It was just not quite itself. And I never seen one idle high because of a bad power pack, but stands to reason. You know, ignition timing could be having some problems or what have you. Go ahead and turn the water on. So after we replaced these packs, this thing just lit and purred like a freaking kitten. Joseph, hit the key. Now, we did have to do a water pump impeller, but we ran it a little bit before the impeller. Our run cups are getting kind of aged down there, so they're leaking a little bit. So we're going to get Joseph to, oh, there he goes. So it's got a new water pump impeller. These are the small impellers, so it's important change them, you know, once a year. And it's idling really well now. Put it in gear, Joseph. That's clear. There we go. Nice shift. And neutral. Reverse. Shift's good. I mean, really in pretty good shape. Forward gear. And give it a little gas, not a lot, but a little. We don't want to. Sounds pretty healthy. Now we're going to tell you to go put it in the run tank, and we're going to load test it, make sure that it's good to go, and the fuel pump and all that is good, because the fuel pump hasn't been serviced. There's the Mercury square fuel pumps that like to blow out every time the motor sneezes. These triangular pumps, it seems like when they fail, they can't be fixed. Either they work or they're just junk. And this one seems to be working. So the primer bulb, about half hard, which is good. Shut it off and start it. Runs really well. The Mercury Super 6. The Mercury Super 6, 1987. We actually have 3 of these here right now that we're doing, and we got one other one running the other day, and it's waiting for some other parts to finish it. We have another one that's getting the stator, the power packs, the timer base, all new electronics. the voltage regulator, everything. Because it's been my experience over the years, when you start suffering these kind of failures, just replace it all if you got the money and be done with it. You know what I mean? Anyway, hope that helps somebody with a Super 6 or just interest somebody. And this is also, like I said, to show the customer how well the engine runs.